Am I starting?
Just do that.
Howdy!
Welcome to the Hall of the Guild Masters. The way this works is I have a topic, they have no idea what it is, and then I'm going to lay out my thoughts and then pose a question. Let's discuss. So, D&D, or any whatever your favorite role-playing game is, adding permanent maims to a character. Like breaking a wrist or losing an arm, maybe getting an eye gouged out, losing an ear. So I'm going to start this by telling a story of something that actually happened in our own game. You were playing Paratissimus in that one. Were you playing in that one?
I was not.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So this is how this happened. So big group of players gets into this area. It's like a circular. It's pretty much like an arena. It was the center part of a city, and there was a bone devil there. Okay, bone devil's ripping up the other people, and they just and it turned. And it was like and then the party's like, oh, Now it's like, all right. I tell my players, if you do something stupid, if you don't think outside the box, you're probably gonna get killed. Like, just you gotta work together. You gotta figure stuff out. You can't just I'm gonna go stab it. Oh, it's gonna just stab you. It's probably gonna kill you. So what happens is the party gets there and they're like, all right, what do we do? What do we do? And one of our sorcerer, actually I think it was the only sorcerer at the time.
We had two of them.
No, he was playing a monk. He was the mental monk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his intelligence was like what, a 7 or an 8? Okay, so. Which I guess was partly in character, but he literally just charged the bone devil. And so everybody's staying back except him. So he was the only one in range of the bone devil. So I'm like, it's got a multi-attack. Normally I try and split that up, but like...
It's also pretty big, isn't it?
He's the only one there.
Yeah,
now, I did nerf this one so it didn't have wings, but either way, so it was like...
A lot of damage.
Hit, claw, tail comes around, stabs him in the back, and then throws him, and he goes flying off the... So, moral of the story is, he kept forgetting to level up his character, so he was literally 4 levels behind everybody else, because he kept forgetting to put the stuff in. Like, he had the level
up.
Well,
I don't know if it was forgetting as much as it was laziness, but yes.
Yeah, that's why I said, yeah. So anyways, Brandon, if we're watching this, we love you, but...
we do. We miss you.
We do. You should come back now. Anyway, so he went flying, and it was like, all right, he took enough damage to insta-die based on the official rules.
That's the 3rd time he took enough damage to insta-die based on rules.
Yeah. What I took that as, though, because I don't like to just insta-kill
No, it is very
like, if you're gonna die, you're rolling death throws, but it was like, all right, you definitely got hurt the maximum amount. So when he got up to do his next round, remember, he's a monk, he had no feeling in his left arm. I left it vague, too. It's like, you can't move your left arm. And after the battle was done, our cleric came over, she's like, well, I got removed curse. And it's like, well, it's not a curse. And she's like, oh, can I do some healing? It's like, yeah, no, there's something going on with his nerves. Like, it's just not, that's just how it is. And I made that clear to the party, too, at the time. Because, what's really cool is you could lead this up into a cool quest to where the party goes on a side quest to go get something that he can do with his arm to get his arm back. But what was even cooler was, we'll save it for another time, but he ended up losing his arm, and Paratissimus, with the help of an enchanter, crafted a new...
As recompense, I crafted an arm for him.
And we'll save that story for another video, but... We put the arm back on, and now he had like an arm, but it was made out of like demonic armor. Like it was like the scales of a demon, and so it had like fire resistance if he blocked with that arm now. So it was like a cool overall, but the point is that I'm making is adding, and obviously players need to know this up front. That's why at the beginning of every session I always tell them, look, if you do something stupid, if you take my session at face value, you will die. You need to think. And that's because that's just how I like to add a little bit of dynamic to, like, you're not just, I don't want a player to walk and be like, oh, it's my turn, I'm going to shoot it.
Yeah. Ooh, exciting.
All right, no, you need to figure, you got to work together, you got to get into the game, but usually that's not a problem. But anyway, so the question I would pose to you two is thoughts on maiming or disabling parts of players' characters Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Is it possible to go too far? What are your thoughts about all of that?
I 100% agree. Because maybe your arm got cut off. Maybe somebody crafted it for you. Maybe your eye got taken out. Well, find somebody to get an eye for you and enchant it with something.
Right.
Maybe you have true sight if you close your other eye.
Right.
I mean, the possibilities are endless. But if it's maimed, they either ask to get maimed or they deserve to get maimed.
Yeah.
There's got to be...
Nobody wants their character to die, so maiming, like, even if you took both their legs,
You still
enchant
do
something and give it back, or build a wheelchair for them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't want too much maiming because your party is going to need to be able to move around. Imagine being a guy with 2 other people, except you're in a wheelchair and you got to go into a dragon slayer in the mountains.
Party of paraplegics.
Exactly.
So if I lost my legs, as my druid, I would just keep a constant bear or something with me.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
that makes sense. But what I'm saying is that you probably shouldn't have... Maiming should only be left to parts in which the party is under great stress.
Yes.
Or it's a surprise. So you don't want to be in a normal combat situation and then somebody lose an eye.
Yeah.
You rolled in that one. Sorry, you
Or
lost
lose
your
a finger.
your left hand.
It's got to be more extreme than that.
Granted, it would be kind of wild to have your party be almost invincible throughout a campaign, and then they're going to camp in this new area or whatever, and they're just being bold, and a bear ends up critically striking one of their hands.
Yeah.
Okay? Just as a random encounter, but you don't want it to be in normal combat.
And you could also do that to kind of introduce a new area of like, you know, because I like to do that with the party where it's like, okay, struggle a little, and then you guys, you know, you level up some, and you're like, yeah, like we can take on whatever, and then I give you like that for like a session or two, I throw a bunch of crap at you that is lower level than you, and you just slaughter it. But then it's like you get to the next area, and then it's like just a reminder, hey, there's still bigger things, you know. And something shows up, and you're like, oh, we'll take this on, and it's like, oh shoot, you know, like. I had a thought on your druid. You could use that tree crafting spell and craft 2 wooden legs.
Yeah.
Wait, you could actually make yourself 7 feet tall.
Oh.
You'd be a druid that has a 2-foot body with 5-foot legs.
That'd be hilarious.
You'd be running at pretty high speeds.
But yeah, you can have, because too, what's cool is this definitely adds like a great component for just you know, side quests.
Yeah.
You know, if you like to do a lot of side quests. Or you could literally do like a Borderlands Dr. Zed shop somewhere, and every time they lose it, if you want to make it regular, where it's like they go into combat and they lose an arm, they've got to go see Dr. Zed or whoever to get it reattached or get a new one grafted on. So by friggin' session 8, you know, everyone's friggin' the Bionic Man or the Bicentennial Man. Oh man.
Yeah, I do agree. There are times to put it in place. Hopefully our party's not bold enough, but they're not too brash, and it happens a lot. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to. I mean, you're the DM. At your discretion is when it happens. Yeah.
And it could too. That would be a great way to motivate either the rogue, or I'll touch on the bard here in a second. Touch the bard.
I'm pretty sure the bard's doing plenty of touching.
The rogue, if he's going around the city stealing a lot of crap, and you as the DM are literally getting sick of it, he gets caught, he loses his hand, you know, or alternatively...
Sleight of hand, singular.
Make him roll with disadvantage, you know, or just maybe you lost his permanent, you know, pull
good hand?
You know, pull a Jaime Lannister. Strong hand. The other thing is with the bard, you know, if he's sitting around playing his, you know, loot, you're getting sick of him doing his crap. Maybe he loses his hand. Now he can't play his instrument.
Somebody stabs him right in the voice box.
Yeah.
So he can.
Or he just throat punched.
Yeah.
You know.
Permanent.
Like
he talks like this, then, you know, and he just
Well, then he'd just be singing like Bob Seger.
That would bring so much intensity to like a serious battle. Like, this is challenging, blah blah blah. Well, you rolled a nat 1 and like this could be further into the campaign. You rolled
Right.
that one, and you got stabbed in the leg pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like you can't step. You have no pressure on that leg. You need someone to help you walk.
Right.
And if you don't get it fixed within a certain amount of hours, you will not use that leg anymore.
Yeah, I mean, imagine giving maybe your party maybe it has 2 rogues in it and they're doing a mission together, okay? And it requires stealth, but one of them gets critically damaged in the leg. Now, until that gets fixed or repaired
Or healed.
they're walking through this dungeon with severe leg pain.
Yeah.
They can't stealth properly. They can't move
Yeah.
through tunnels or tight spaces without being able to make noise because they're just in such pain.
Now, a couple thoughts on implementation, just for like if you wanted to add, you like this idea, you want to add it to your game. Like I mentioned, if a player takes enough damage to instantly die, that's a place to put it. Another idea is if a character goes down in a fight, and we actually run our game to where if a player goes down and then they get healed, they get back up with 1 health point. They're not stabilized, but still unconscious.
Yeah,
We play it to where they get back up with 1 health point, so they can keep going. But so if you were doing that, what you could do is, every time they go down, they have to roll to pass a certain DC or suffer consequences, or maybe they roll a percentile or something. But like every time they go down in the same battle, it increases the DC that they have to get to not. Yeah, exactly. Oh, crap.
Especially if you're taking hits while you're down.
Yeah. Oh,
you can
yeah.
increase the DC on that. But,
Yep.
I mean, because you're completely unprotected. It's just like in the UFC. You take unprotected headshots, you're going to have severe consequences.
Yeah, maybe something comes down on your leg and it's broken, so you got to splint it now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Well, pull your sword out and splint it to the side of it because that's all you got.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have a lot of fun with that thought.
I agree.
That would be nice for traps.
Oh, yeah.
So
He is the trap master, by the way.
Maybe there's holes or something in there, and they're just guessing. Oh, I want to reach in and see what that hole is.
Paralysis hand.
Well, yeah.
Or
Or
it's
losing your
You
forearm.
just pulled back a nub, and
You pull back a sprinkler.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And it's like, you could say it's such a clean cut, you didn't even feel your hand fall off. But if you don't look back in there, or if you try to grab your sword, well, you can't now, so...
I guess you probably should have tried to stick like something else in there first.
Yeah.
A
Or
slip,
you could really,
My
oh
character
my
could have lost
gosh.
his arm over
You
there.
could, what would be crazy, like to add intensity, almost like a Saw moment, is if they go to put their hand in and they can't get it out, like something's closed on it, like the stone has. And then you hear gears on the inside clicking, and you see, it's like you can feel your hand slowly getting... Or if you could see something coming that's gonna hit your hand, and you're like, guys, get me out of
Or it's
here!
going to hit you. You
Oh,
get
man.
locked in a position.
Yes! And your party, what if your party has to, or you have
No!
to put your own hand off? Oh, that would be...
That would be
There
terrifying.
actually is a simple trap. If it's big enough for your hand, if you grab something, you cannot bring it back out.
That's how you trap raccoons, honestly.
Or monkeys.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's such a simple trap. But if
Yeah.
under the circumstances, like, you're not going to remember to let go. Because you want it and you're trying to get away. And, I mean, it would be such a psychological thing to be like, I'm dying! Something's got me!
I got it. What am I going to do? You just got to slowly cut your arm off. Oh, man. Ooh, that
You'd
would
have
be
to
hard.
roll a wisdom saving throw every single...
And then as you cut it off and the DM just says, you could have just let go. Consequences.
Oh, man. You're going to throw that
Ideas.
in Labyrinth now, aren't you?
Possibly.
You should.
My character's going to lose his hand.
But I mean, like, you could also have fun with just the general, like, something else that'll make a party feel good, especially after, like, a tough fight, is, people generally in games, they don't want to play themselves. They want to play a cool character. Explain the scars they got as they got out of the battle. Like, even if you, like, kept all of your members, like, if it's like, you went down and you got hit and you get up now and you got, like, a BA scar going across your face. It looks like a bolt of red lightning or something, or...
2 of my characters in our main session have brands. One of them has it on their face.
Is it on the shoulder for the other one?
Our captain's crew has literal brands burnt in to their skin. Yeah, I mean, it's those kind of details make a character.
Oh, yeah, and it's fun, too. Especially if the DM remembers little things like that.
Yeah, I agree.
So, either way. Let us know if you implement a system like this. We want to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I agree. I want to hear stories. Put it in the comments.
Please.